Now, our feature presentation.
To one day, which means let's go. My name is Ashton. I'm going to be your safari guide today out here on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. While we're on the reserve, please keep our hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times. If you have any little ones with you, please make sure they are on your lap or on that seat beside you, not bouncing back and forth between the two, and never standing. Even if you're holding them up, never standing. It's going to be a very bumpy journey today, friends. We want to make sure everyone's being safe, so that goes for adults too, never standing. We're going to hang out right here until we get permission from the warden, then we'll head out into the reserve. Now, the reserve has real animals, and I am a real driver, really driving. So please, no calling out to those animals, no making kissy noises, no whistling, no trying to get their attention. They're not going to listen, they're not going to pay attention, but I definitely will, and that'll distract me from the road, so let's go, friends. Alrighty, we are starting out in the Little Atiri. Now, the Little Atiri is known for its dark colors, so the animals out here have dark colors or stripes to help them blend in. Like that okapi over to our right. The okapi is known for its stripes on the rear that kind of make it look like a zebra, but it's actually the closest living relative of the giraffe. We know that because of its head shape and its long prehensile tongue, which it can use to lick its own eyeball. Just making sure you're paying attention. It really can lick its own eyeball, but it also uses that tongue to grab branches, bring leaves closer to its mouth. Now, animals out here in the forest, they have amazing camouflage. This camouflage allows them to blend in and protect themselves from their predators. That does sometimes make them a little bit hard to find, though. So if you see something I don't see, let me know. Oh, like that black and white bird over to our right. That's the saddle-billed stork, and we have a beautiful look at her. I can't tell it is a her because we can see that yellow ring around her eye. The males don't have that. And we also had a beautiful look at that saddle-shaped piece on top of its bill. Hence their name, saddle-billed stork. Oh, we have some antelope laying over to our left. On top of the hill, the big orange ones, those are bongo. But down below, those gray ones are greater kudu. Greater kudu are the second largest species of antelope. They can jump almost 8 feet high. Now those bongo, those are known as the ghost of the forest. They're so good at blending in that if they don't want to be seen, we wouldn't have seen them at all. But all of those animals have something in common. They need those trees to survive. So let's make sure we're reusing and recycling our paper so they have their home for years to come. We are in a watery region now. This can make it a little bit harder to see some of those animals, but we'll do our best. Down below those big white birds are pink-backed pelicans. Pink-backed pelicans are known for the pink feathers on their back that they actually paint themselves. They paint them nice and bright to help attract a mate during nesting season. Now on our left-hand side, we're keeping our eyes peeled for any shadows down in the water. If you see a shadow moving about, you're probably looking at a Nile hippo. Nile hippos spend most of their day underwater because they don't have the best ability to sweat. They stay down to stay cool. Now there is a bunch of shadows kind of making their way through that water. You never know what's going to be a hippo and what's not. You might also notice that water looks really dirty. It is. Hippos are a very, very messy animal. They use this actually to help mark their territory. They even have something called a dung shower, where they poop and pee at the same time and use their tail to fling it everywhere. This marks their territory as theirs. Now I do see some really dark shadows in the back. That's probably the hippos back there, but we can't really see them. But everyone should be able to see the Nile crocodile.
So the alligator.
There must be an animal in the road up ahead. We're gonna hang out here for a moment. Nile crocodiles are known for their massive bite force, easily capable of chomping a bone in two. What you may not know is they're excellent mothers. The Nile crocodile can gently roll an egg around in the mouth to help their young hatch. They can also carry their young from place to place in their throat pouch. Now, just as the animals in the forest need you to be careful of paper, animals in the rivers and waters need you to be careful of plastic. Plastic in the water looks like food to a lot of those animals, and they eat it. That's really bad for their bellies, so let's make sure we're reducing, reusing, and recycling our paper and our plastic so all of those animals have nice, healthy homes. Up next, we are heading into the land of extremes. Long, long periods of rain, but also long, long periods of drought. That means the animals out here in the African savanna have to be able to survive it all, making them some of the toughest all around. Now, one reason they are able to survive long periods of no rain is through use of the baobab tree, this really big tree to our right. The baobab tree can store water in its trunk. So when there's no other water to be found, animals like the elephant can actually break open that trunk and everyone can get a much needed drink of water. That's why the baobab tree is known as the tree of life, and the tree of life in Disney's Animal Kingdom is a baobab tree. We're gonna slowly make our way on down and see what animals we can find out across the savannah. Now there is lots of animals I can kind of see in the distance. If you would like a sneak peek, use that animal spotting guide above your seats.
Oh.
There's a zebra over there.
Yeah.
It's gross to us.
We're going awful slow right now. I have a suspicion that a little bit before we got to this area, there was probably a giraffe standing in the road. There is giraffe up ahead, and they do like to stand in the road. It happens. Animals here at Harambe get there right away. Sometimes they do like to stay where they shouldn't. Happens. Alrighty, friends, over to our left-hand side. If you spot any spots, we're looking at the African painted dogs. I don't see any right now. But African painted dogs are some of the most successful hunters in Africa. They can catch 80 to 90% of the animals they chase due to their amazing teamwork. Oh, I spot some laying behind their cave. Puppy pile.
Like hyena.
Yeah.
Over here on our left, everyone should be able to see these wildebeest. A whole group of wildebeest like this is known as a confusion. In the back behind that confusion, those big brown ones are sable antelope. Sable antelope have 2-foot-long razor-sharp horns that they use to defend their territory. They do not back down. They can stand up against lions and win. That's why sable antelope are actually the emblem or the mascot of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, because they do not back down, just as Harambe doesn't back down from conservation. Oh, I think we have a giraffe walking towards us up ahead. As I turn this corner, everyone should be able to see that Maasai giraffe. Maasai giraffe can be up to 18 to 20 feet tall. They do get a little bit of a head start in the height department. When they're born, they're already around 6 feet tall. And under the trees here we have a zebra. This is a Hartman's Mountain zebra. They're known for their white underbellies and the wide space between their stripes. Now a group of zebra is known as a dazzle, so we'll have to see if we can find the dazzle up ahead.
Yeah, what's a dazzle?
We do have another zebra over to our right. Now there are a couple of different subspecies of zebra, and actually there's a zebra crossing the road right ahead of us.
There's a zebra crossing the road. That's right.
Oh, we got to hear it snort. Now up ahead we found a whole tower of Maasai giraffe. Those Maasai giraffe do live in groups, and they spend most of their day walking around trying to find food. Maasai giraffe eat for up to 22 hours of the day. Oh, we're seeing a really cool sight over on the right, a giraffe bending down to reach the ground. They can't reach all the way to the ground just with that neck of theirs, so they have to split those front legs. Ooh, over on our left, we're gonna pass a really large antelope. This is an eland, the largest species of antelope. I like to think of the eland as the romantics of the savannah. Both male and female eland have long, twisted horns, but the male will take his and drag it through flowers and vines, build up a nice little flower crown to attract the ladies. Like I said, they spend most of their day eating. They have to get all the energy they can get. They only average about 30 minutes of sleep a day. Now, if you look in the middle of those palm trees, you might see some really long horns. Those are the Ankole cattle. Ankole cattle horns can be up to 6 foot long. They're not heavy though, because they have a honeycomb structure on the inside. Now up ahead I see lots of fallen logs and water. That may mean elephant territory. Keep your eyes peeled. And over on our right hand side we do have an African elephant. Looks like an African bull elephant over there. Oh, over on our left we have a mandrill, the largest species of monkey. That looks like a male monkey as well. The male mandrill will weigh up to 100 pounds, while the females typically top out around 30. A fully grown bull elephant can weigh up to 14,000 pounds, while the females top out around 10,000. Quite a big difference. Now with great weight comes great need for food. Elephants eat around 300 pounds of food every single day. They eat and eat and eat for up to 20 hours a day. Not quite as long as that giraffe, but sometimes they have to knock down a whole tree to get enough leaves to eat. Now when they knock over a tree, it makes a big mess. But it's an important mess. When they do this, they're exposing roots and insects that other animals can eat. When an elephant does something as simple as go to the bathroom, they're spreading seeds to whole new areas so more plants can start growing. Elephants change the world in a way that lets other animals survive in the world. This is why elephants are a keystone species. Now you might have noticed that elephant we passed had 2 large tusks coming out of his mouth. Just like you are left or right-handed, elephants are left or right tusked. They have one tusk they prefer to use over the other for things like digging and scraping and pushing against other elephants. That's why if you ever look at an elephant straight on and you notice one tusk is a little bit shorter than the other, that means that's probably their favorite tusk. It's shorter because they use it more. One of our female elephants over there.
Right there.
Now, female elephants are a herd animal. They do live in herds led by a matriarch, the oldest, wisest female in the herd. When a male calf is born to the herd, they're raised with the herd until their teenage years, and then they go off on their own. They can either journey alone or join up with the other young males to form a bachelor group.
Wow.
That's so interesting.
Looks like the rest of the herd might be hiding in those tall grasses over there.
I was an idea.
Oh, yeah, I see one.
But up ahead, we have a flamboyance of flamingo. These are going to be the greater flamingo up ahead.
So over there.
The greater flamingo are the tallest of the flamingo species, but the lion is pink in color. There's even some kind of gray ones out there. Those are the youngest flamingo. They take up to 2 years to get their fully pink coloring from the food they eat.
Sleeping.
Yeah, they're really like big money, aren't they pretty? Love them, right? Love them. Yeah, you like the champagne. Not the light pink, you like the darker pink.
A pattern.
More elephants over to the left. But up ahead, we're entering rhino territory. This is the home of the southern white rhinos. Looks like they may be crossing the road, so we'll hang out here for just a moment. The southern white rhinos are the largest of the African rhinos. Please sit down. We'll get to see them soon, don't worry.
That was really fun.
The southern white rhino can weigh up to 5,000 pounds. Now, a family group of the southern white rhino is known as a crash. We're not for sure why they're called a crash. More of those rhinos over to our right, and an ostrich walking around in the back. But we do have a guess why they're called a crash. You see, rhinos have really bad eyesight. So when they're running at speeds of 35 miles per hour, they can't really see where they're going. And sometimes they crash into things.
Hear that? The reason they call it crash is when they're running really fast, they don't go to the outside. So they crash into things.
But how do they make sure they don't get hurt?
I guess they crash and get back up.
Maybe they're born. Maybe I don't know. I think it's. Well, I know rhino.
Now, you might have noticed those rhinos looked really, really muddy. They were. Mud is part of daily rhino healthcare. They roll around in it, they coat their skin. This mud acts as a sunscreen, an insect protectant, and just a great way to stay cool. Now, this one is not a very good view because they are so good at blending in, but there is some cheetahs in that top corner. You can barely see their spots because they are blending in so well. The cheetahs are one of the fastest land mammals on Earth. They can reach speeds of 60 miles per hour and get that fast in just 3 seconds. They really do have amazing acceleration, but really bad endurance, which is why they run for short periods of time. Now, big cats up here. There's some lions living on that Kobe.
See it?
Lions are one of the only big cats who prefer to live in family groups, known as the pride. The pride of lions is made up of 1 to 4 alpha males. The rest is females and cubs. Now the males change out every few years based on who's the strongest in the territory, but the females stay together. Another look at those rhinos over to our right, including a great view of that mother-baby pair. And a Bontebok in front of them. That's Sebastian. Sebastian the Bontebok. We love Sebastian here at Harambe because he is currently setting a record. He is the oldest Bontebok in a zoo environment. He just turned 16. He's doing great. Now up front, underneath those trees, you might see some hairy rocks. Those are warthogs. Warthogs have two sets of tusks. The top set of tusks is used for digging. The bottom set is razor sharp and used for defense. Alrighty, we're gonna get to see those rhino again and an ostrich really close to our truck. Ostrich can be up to 9 feet tall and run up to 40 miles per hour. Yeah, that is a female. We know that because of her lighter feather colors. But the good news about that is females are the ones who lay eggs. So check around, see if you can find her nest. Oh, there it is on our right. Ostrich eggs are huge and strong. A fully grown human can stand on an ostrich egg and it will not crack. This is the final area of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. This area doesn't have any wild animals. It has animals you'd find on an African farm. This is the warden's post. I swear the warden has animals. Oh, there they are. The warden is currently raising Nigerian dwarf goats. They're little, but this is their full-grown size. They need less space, less food, but they still provide their warden and farmers with milk and cheese, things the farmers can eat or sell at market, and rely less on hunting animals. Animals like those rhino, like those giraffe, like those Bontebok. Remember Sebastian the Bontebok who's currently setting records? Well, he's also a great reminder of the fact that the Bontebok species almost went extinct. They got down to just 17 left in Africa. That's a scary small number. Luckily, a farmer really liked Bontebok, so when 17 wandered across his land, he knew they were in trouble and he knew he could do something. He rounded them up, put them in an old sheep pen he wasn't using. By keeping them safe from their number one hunter, humans, those Bontebok numbers started to grow again. They went from 17 to 20 to 40,000 today. We're so proud of the Bontebok, but we're mostly proud of that farmer for having knowledge, because knowledge is how we help make our world a better place. And now you guys have knowledge. You've seen some really cool animals today. Never stop learning. Learning about these animals may help that animal one day. Always remember to reduce, reuse, and recycle your paper and your plastics, and never stop learning. Luckily, there's lots more animals for you to learn about today. As you exit the Kilimanjaro safaris, you'll be close to the trailhead for Gorilla Falls. Gorilla Falls does have gorillas, but also naked mole rat colonies, underwater hippo viewing, and lots more. If you're wanting to pet adorable animals, head on over to Rafiki's Planet Watch. That is a short little train ride, but you won't regret it, I promise. Now, if you're a wilderness explorer, you are riding on the Simba 1.
It's in there.
I don't know.
Huh?
We can sit down and figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is mostly safari exit. That is a tiny wilderness explorer.
Yeah. I'll cut y'all back on when we get to where we're going, y'all. All right.